There was a time when the land was vast and wild, where the rivers ran free and the forest whispered with ancient wisdom. In those days, strength was not only found in battle, but in the spirit. This is the story of Taka, a warrior of the Lakota tribe, who learned that true resilience is not in never falling, but in always rising. Taka was born under the harvest moon in a time of great change. His people had once roamed freely, but now they faced relentless hardship. The white settlers pushed deeper into their lands, the buffalo herds grew smaller, and sickness spread through the villages like wildfire. Yet his father, Chief Wakan, believed in strength through hardship. He often told Taka, "A warrior is not one who never knows fear. A warrior is one who stands even when fear grips his heart." Taka listened. He absorbed the wisdom, but he was still young. He had yet to be tested. That test would come sooner than he expected. One autumn evening, as the village prepared for the first snowfall, the attack came. Riders stormed the Lakota camp, not settlers, but a rival tribe, the Crow. Flames lit up the night sky. Warriors fought, arrows flew, and cries of battle and pain echoed across the land. Taka, only 13, hid behind a fallen log, his heart pounding. His father, his uncles, his older brother, all were in battle. He wanted to fight, but fear gripped him. He saw his father, a great warrior, fighting 3 men at once. And then he fell. Taka felt something inside him shatter. He wanted to run, but then he heard his father's voice in his mind. A warrior stands even when fear grips his heart. He gritted his teeth, picked up a fallen bow, and ran into the battle. That night, the Lakota pushed back the invaders, but at a heavy cost. The chief, his father, was gone, and Taka, still a boy, had to become something more. The days after the attack were dark. The village mourned. Food was scarce. Winter was cruel. Without his father, Taka felt lost. The tribe's new chief, an older warrior named Mato, saw the struggle in the boy and said, "Pain is the fire that forges a warrior's soul." But Taka did not feel like a warrior. He felt like a child carrying a burden too heavy to bear. Then Mato gave him a challenge. "Find your strength, Taka. Go into the wilderness, survive. Return not as a boy, but as a warrior." It was a test, one that many had failed. But Taka, despite his grief, accepted. Armed with only a knife and a bow, Taka ventured into the mountains. The cold bit at his skin. The winds howled like spirits. The land was unforgiving. His first night, he shivered in a makeshift shelter, stomach empty, exhaustion settling deep into his bones. His second day, he failed to catch a rabbit, and hunger clawed at him. By the third day, doubt crept into his mind. "I am not my father. I am too weak. I will die out here." But then he remembered his father's words, Mato's challenge, the night of fire and shadows. He took a deep breath, focused his mind, and fought through the despair. That night he set a better trap, and by morning he had his first meal. Each day he grew stronger. Each failure he learned. Each hardship he endured. By the 10th day, Taka was not just surviving, he was thriving. After years, Taka returned to the village, not as a boy, but as a warrior. When Taka walked back into the village, something had changed. His eyes, once filled with uncertainty, now burned with fire. Mato saw it, the tribe saw it, but there was one final test. The Crow, the same enemy that had taken his father's life, was preparing for another raid. This time, the Lakota had a choice: flee, surrender, or fight. And for the first time, Taka stood before his people and spoke. "We do not run. We do not break. We stand." His words carried the strength of the fire he had walked through. The warriors listened. They prepared. And when the Crow came again, they were ready. The battle was fierce, but this time, the Lakota did not lose. Taka, once a boy filled with doubt, led his people to victory. He was no longer just the son of a chief. He was the future of his people. The theme of the story denotes resilience. Taka's story is more than just a tale of war. It is a story of rising despite hardship. Resilience is not about never falling. It is about always rising. Pain is the fire that forges true strength. The strongest warriors are made, not born. Taka lost everything: his father, his innocence, his security. But instead of letting his pain destroy him, he let it build him. And that is the lesson for us all. When life pushes you down, when hardship seems unbearable, when you feel lost, remember Taka. You are not weak because you struggle. You are strong because you endure. And one day you will look back at your hardest moments and realize they did not break you, they made you.